Hello, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast with Ben. I am Ben, Ben Barber, your host for this show. I am very excited to be talking to you all today. Uh, I hope that you had a better weekend than I did. It was a little rough at little rough this weekend, but actually, the entirety of the last week was a little rough. And I want to say congratulations to all of the Westerly High School sports teams that fought hard in the playoffs this week. Um, Cumberland, the girls volleyball team beat Cumberland, I believe the other night, and then lost, or maybe they lost to Cumberland on Thursday, but it was a great time. They had a home game on Monday night last week, which was fantastic. The went to the fifth round, and they won. And then on Wednesday, the boys soccer team um, went into double overtime and penalty kicks and won, which was fantastic. That was such an exciting game and really exciting to call on the radio. And then unfortunately, the girls volleyball team did lose at the hands of Cumberland on Thursday night, and then Friday at Scialabba Field, the Bulldogs' season came to an end in the playoffs and their hopes for the Super Bowl. However, they did, or they do, still have Thanksgiving, which we're really looking forward to. Um, Also, my apologies publicly for the video quality and the technical issues that happened on Friday night. We were working with NFHS, which is the National Federation of High School Sports, which live streams basically every single high school sports game in America. And the connection just wasn't strong. So they had Greg on their commentary, as did we, which was fantastic and a wonderful opportunity. And they were allowing us to use their feed, and the feed just had some complications. But we want to thank the wonderful people at NFHS for having us and allowing that to happen. Um, and then it was a good weekend. We also want to say to our camera operator, Lisa, we hope that you feel better soon. She should be cleared and ready to come back to work soon, so that we can make sure that Thanksgiving will, I guarantee it, be exactly what we all want it to be, for at least for the football game. I can't make promises about your family. I would love to. I would love to tell you that Thanksgiving is going to be everything that you want it to be for your family. I can't do that. That's not realistic, right? So anyway, if you have questions, if you have, anything that you'd like to talk about today, please put them in the chat, or you can send us a DM, 321 Westerly on Facebook. You can send us a DM if you want to be a guest on the show. You can do that later today. I am having a guest on, Doug Womet, who is a comedian who will be performing his stand-up special, I Can't Stand Stand-Up Comedy, which has a lot to do with advocacy. It's very funny, I promise, but um, his wife suffers from CFS. Yeah, chronic fatigue syndrome. I got that right. And it is it's an autoimmune disease, and it's one of the invisible illnesses. And my girlfriend also has an autoimmune disease, and that's something that we've bonded over, even though we've known each other our entire lives, but we've bonded over that. And so that will be a fun conversation a little bit later today. Uh, right now, I want to stop and take a pause for the cause and say thank you to our sponsors, who have been with us for the entirety of the fall sports season. If you would like to keep that going, keep the wonderful programming here on 321 Westerly going through the winter. We are looking for new sponsors, new advertisers, starting December 1st. So if you are interested in that, also please feel free to send us a DM. But hey, Bob, how are you? Rough. I'm so sorry. Rough weekend for the Patriots, Bob. But you know, it's interesting. I think it'll be a really interesting time for rebuilding, and it's a situation we haven't been in very, very, very long time. For those of you who don't know, Bob is a historian, and a wonderful guy. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and I'll be right back.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
At Bob Valenti Toyota, the Toyota 5-state sales event. Lease a new 23 all-electric, all-wheel drive Toyota BZ4X for just $395 a month, or a new 23 RAV4 Prime SE all-wheel drive for just $449 a month. Stop by and register to win a trip for 4 to Disney World during Valenti's 50 years of business celebration. Go to BobValenti.com. Thank you, and just smile.
Hot summers and cold winters can be unbearable, but D&V Mechanical has the solution for you. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer, we provide energy-efficient and personalized comfort solutions for your home. Our experienced technicians will install your new system quickly and efficiently, ensuring your complete satisfaction. Don't suffer through another season of discomfort. Contact D&V Mechanical today for a personalized ductless mini-split installation that fits your lifestyle. D&V Mechanical, your comfort is our top priority.
Hi, my name is Mark Wright. I'm a realtor with Caldwell Banker Coastal Homes. I'm licensed in Rhode Island and Connecticut. Should you need any assistance in buying or selling a home, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'm also happy to support my alma mater, the Westerly Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
All right, so once again, thank you to our sponsors. As you may have remembered, remember the 5th of November. Yesterday was, in fact, the 5th of November. And we aired a very special showing of Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night, which is a Misquamicut tradition for the last 26 years. We aired that last night at 8 p.m. on November 5th, which, of course, is the anniversary of the Guy Fawkes event in England in 1605, I think. And this year was incredibly bittersweet because it was paying tribute to the late Christopher, who passed away days after last year's Guy Fawkes, and he played the king for 25 years, the first 25 years of the production. So if you missed Guy Fawkes in person in October, first of all, make sure that you go every year because it's a lot of fun. And then go back and check it out on the Misquamicut page or on the Guy Fawkes Bonfire Night page, where you can get updates and stuff like that. You can check it out on the drive-in page. You can check it out on the Caswell Cooke show page. All of that stuff, it's all there for you. But it was a lot of fun, and that was nice. Other events that have happened in town recently. Last Wednesday was the Athena Awards, the annual Athena Awards. And that was great at Lake of Isles, the beautiful Lake of Isles venue, put on by the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce every year. And that was always a wonderful night. The thing that I want to talk about is we have an intern. We have a Westerly High School student that's doing his senior project with us, Ryder. And he was actually a scholarship recipient at the Athena Awards last Wednesday. So I want to say congratulations to Ryder, and congratulations to everybody who was there. And also Ocean Community Chamber. First of all, if you're not a member, you should join. We are a member. We love it. And they have business after hours this Wednesday I believe it's this Wednesday. Let me double check before I say something wrong. Yes, business after hours at Westerly Community Credit Union. And that is 5 to 7 p.m. Westerly Community Credit Union at 122 Granite Street. It is $5 for members to attend, $10 for non-members. It is a lot of fun business after hours. I have done it many times. It's wonderful. And we actually have a guest right now. Not Doug Wilmette yet, but we have a guest who's going to come on and talk to us a little bit about some of the things going on in town. Mr. Caswell Cooke. Caswell, how are you?
Oh yeah, that was good to see the Guy Fawkes thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun this year. Obviously a little bittersweet. Chris has been one of your best friends your entire life, and Guy Fawkes was such a huge part of that for the last 25 years. What was that like performing with Matt and Ryan and paying tribute to your friend this year?
I kind of knew what we would do several months back. Because everything we do with our Guy Fawkes production. First of all, I should make the caveat that what we do for the Guy Fawkes thing, number one, we do it on the wrong day, as you pointed out. And also, it has nothing to do with how they celebrate it in England. In England, it's like fireworks and like trick-or-treating, like they say, a penny for the guy. The kids go get candy, and they light bonfires and stuff. I mean, what we do is like a play. It really has nothing to do with Guy Fawkes. So yeah, I mean, we just, my friends and I from high school started the thing, and Chris DiPaolo was one of those four of us, and so we knew that he wouldn't want us to stop doing it. In fact, it was probably the last thing really that he did publicly before he passed away last year, and he loved doing it. So it was just, but we had to figure out how to redo the whole thing, and we couldn't really have a king because nobody can replace Chris. So we just we did a little irreverent humor. Cleared it with his family first, and I think it worked out because luckily when we did the irreverent stuff, people laughed.
Yeah.
So it was good.
So what is happening right now? So we have obviously Misquamicut goes kind of quiet from now until February, when we have the luau. But what's happening? Are there some of the businesses are open year round down there? Correct?
They are. We just had our last drive-in event about a week ago, so that's closed up until we get to the springtime. But don't worry, we'll keep that Jaws Blu-ray pretty safe over the winter, Ben. The Windjammer's open, I think, still every day, and they definitely are open on weekends throughout the year. In fact, I'll be there the night before Thanksgiving. I'll be DJing at the Windjammer, and then I'll be there New Year's Eve. So that place keeps going. I know Gino's by the beach, which is across from the Sandy Shore Motel. They're open. I'm trying to think who else is open. I mean, there's places that aren't on the strip that are open, like Venice Restaurant, which most people know they're open year round.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, there's definitely a few places that do stay open. It's not 100% dead. I did drive by the Pleasant View. I see they're closed for the season, but they do make it to the first of November at least. So I would say that the season is longer than it used to be, for sure.
What are some of the so by the way, Gino's was the first place I ever went to in Misquamicut a very long time ago. But I just remembered that right now. My parents were not, so I grew up in Richmond, which is a stone's throw away, but my parents were not beach people, so they never took me to the beach until I was in middle school, and my cousin was in high school, and he and his friends always went to the beach. So then I would go down and hang out with them. and that patio, that outside patio at Gino's, and then Patty's, were the first places that I went, and
So
now there are so many.
at that time, Geno's would have been Anthony's.
Yes.
Yep.
And I was trying to think of what the name was. And now, I mean, there are so many great places on the beach to go, all the way from the Pleasant View on one side all the way down to Dunes Park on the other. One of the things that you and I did this summer was we did a parking video for Misquamicut, and you took me in the golf cart down the entire 3-mile strip. And that was one of the most fun days that I've had this year. It was so fun to go around Misquamicut and see everything that there was. I didn't know that there were access points uh down the road, on the left side of the beach. If you're looking at the ocean, it's on the left side of the beach. I didn't know that there were access points down there, during in that residential area. And there are so many great businesses. Like, really, you say it all the time. When people think of Misquamicut, they think of the state beach, and it is its whole own ecosystem down there. And it's really awesome, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to get to explore that for the last, I think it's going to be 10 years. I think I've been working with Misquamicut Beach for 10 years next year.
That's too long, Ben. You're gonna have to retire.
I know, right? Um, so what does Caswell Cook do in the winter?
I don't know. Well, I sell real estate. In fact, just put a property under contract the other day, which was exciting. So if people are buying or selling, they can call me. I work for Berkshire Hathaway. I've been doing it for probably 5 years now. So I do a lot of that, especially in the off season. Although it was funny was in the summer when I'm like nonstop between the drive-in, the MBA, DJing, the restaurant. I actually was like showing houses. Like it was like, okay, yep, we got to do what you got to do. So I do that. I do some private DJ stuff. I just did a wedding a couple weeks ago. I got another Christmas party coming up. So if people are looking for Christmas parties, things like that, I DJ that. And then I guess the main thing is, besides selling real estate, is planning for next summer. It's like it ends. I always get to Guy Fawkes, and then there's maybe a couple weeks I can breathe. And then we just start selling ads for our magazine, our map, our drive-in, our
Yep.
sponsorships for everything. And then we also have to, believe it or not, there's going to be a luau. And we say, it's the first Friday in February, and that sounds like it's forever from now. But
It's really not.
it's not, especially when you have to get together, enough food to feed like 350 people. And when you need to do this, we're doing the silent auction, and we do it online starting like January 15th. So to get, because what happens is next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas, and then it's New Year's, and nobody pays attention, and all of a sudden it's like January 5th, and I'm like, hey, we go live in 10 days. Can I get your item? So we're starting now. The letters went out to all our members and anyone who had attended last year to buy a table for 10, be a big kahuna, to donate an item to our silent auction or our raffle. And, we'd love to have you be a part of it because it's our main number one fundraiser. And then after we do the luau, a month later, we do our wine tasting event at Venice. And then next thing you know, we drive-in opens at Springfest, and we're back at it again.
Wow. So you wear many hats in the community. So now that we've talked about those two things, because I don't know when I'm going to have you back on again, tell me about you are also the senior warden at Christchurch Westerly, which basically means the guy that is in charge of getting all of the things in order. Um,
Well, that's a pretty
basically.
broad description.
It is. It is. It is. So what's happening with the community Thanksgiving? Because I know that it's a big deal every single year. The community Thanksgiving dinner at Christchurch. What's going on with that? Are you still
Oof.
you still spearhead that?
Yeah, I spearhead that. Yeah, so the senior warden is like the chairman of the board kind of thing. I mean, not in terms of the spiritual stuff that goes on necessarily, but the physical plant and the who's who the priest is going to be and this and that and the other thing. But yeah, we do this community Thanksgiving dinner. It's been done for a long, long time. I want to say over 30 years. It was done for most of the years by a lady named Liz Dobson, who works at the Westerly Hospital. And then a few years ago, my wife and I started doing it with the help of others. And then the Rotary helps us too every year. So, in fact, Rona Mann from the Rotary, uh, who also does a show on WBLQ,
Man about town.
yeah. So she's like our main contact there. Her and Ted Avedisian. And so the Rotary comes and they help us. So we offer food to go, so people can get to go meals. If you call the parish office, 401-596-0197, or you can just show up and come to the meal. It's between 12 and 2 on Thanksgiving Day, and I go, and my mom and my dad and my stepfather and my wife and my kids, we all go. Because we help, and then we sit down and we eat. So what we're looking for donations, we get all the side dishes donated by the cook goose, so the stuffing and all the vegetables and potatoes. So what we look for is donations of pies, and most importantly, we're looking for cooked turkeys. So if somebody would agree to cook a turkey and then drop it off at like 10 a.m. in the parish hall kitchen at Elm Street at Christ Church, that would be the coolest thing. That would be the most helpful thing we could have. So if anyone out there would like to donate a cooked turkey on Thanksgiving Day to the Christ Church community dinner, just call the office 596-0197, or post it here or wherever you want to. Just get us a message that you'll do it, and we'll be really excited. We need probably 16 or 17 turkeys, and I think we have like 5 so far, 6 maybe. So we need to get moving on that.
Um, well, that's awesome. Is that your so that is your Thanksgiving then, essentially, right? You like the whole family comes, you guys volunteer, and then you eat together. Um, that's that's really cool. Um,
Well, it cuts down on arguments at the dinner table because no one's going to argue in front of other people. So I like that part of it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Hey, Greg. Nice to see you. Greg runs the Facebook page All About Westerly, um, or a Facebook group. It's a group, I believe, right? I just became connected with Greg. DJ Gadget sent me his information. So uh how do people like what's going on at the Windjammer for this party? Because I've seen a lot of memes. Before you fight with your family, come party at the Windjammer. um all of the dance the pounds away before you, but all of those things. What's going on at the Windjammer on Thanksgiving Eve with DJ Caswell Cooke?
Well, whatever goes on when it's DJ Caswell Cook, I mean, I'm there like 30 times each summer, so I think a lot of folks know what goes on. It's extreme debauchery. No,
The wall people.
well, the wall people are my fan club, basically. That during the afternoon when I play outside on the patio, they sit along the wall, and I call them the wall people. And it's become a thing, and now they're very excited to be wall people, and they have T-shirts to prove it. And I even heard they were going to do the light parade and do a float as wall people, which I thought was pretty
Wow.
cool. Yeah, it's great to have a fan or two. Um, but no, we're gonna play music. So it was funny back in the day. I think it was either Thanksgiving Eve or actually Thanksgiving night. Roomful of Blues used to always play at the Windjammer, and
Mhm.
the place would just be packed with hundreds of people. It was like a tradition for years and years. And I think when I was at the Andrea DJing for a number of years, we would do something the night before Thanksgiving. I know they do stuff in town. People go to Danny's, places like that. So I think just because people are home for Thanksgiving, family members are home, kids are home from college, whatever, people are back in town around Thanksgiving. And so, the night before Thanksgiving, they like to go out. And so we're just going to give it a shot at the Windjammer. And, what's the worst that can happen? Some people will come down and enjoy some fine, tailored music. And probably they'll get a version of Coconut Kevin as well.
All right, let's talk about Coconut Kevin. You brought it up.
Well, we sang it at Guy Fawkes because Coconut Kevin was in Guy Fawkes, so you can watch it on that. And then I'm heading to Key West the day after Thanksgiving, and I've got so far one show lined up. Looking to line up a couple down there where I'm going to be, debuting Coconut Kevin in Key West.
That song has been collectively stuck in our head for 4 months.
Well, let's see. September, October.
I don't care. It's still been 4 months. You sent it to me. Well, you played it before it was released.
Oh, I was gonna say because it's only been out for 2 months, but yeah, all right.
Yeah. I had the original. The
demo.
The demo.
Yeah.
And I think didn't you play it at like Springfest or something too?
You're right. We did. We had the song. We just hadn't released it yet. Right. Yes, we played it a few times live before we released it. You're right. You are right, Ben.
Music video with Chris Walsh.
Yes, right.
And
last Monday I was very excited. I was at chorus rehearsal, and there's a guy in Nashville, Tennessee. His name is Buck McCoy, and he runs the Independent Music Network. And he's syndicated on a bunch of stations around the country. So he played my song on New Music Monday. And I was trying to look to see if it was coming up next while I was at rehearsal. I didn't want Andrew Howell to, be like, what the hell's he doing? But anyway, I saw that the song had started. So I excused myself and went into the office or something and listened to the guy. And it's so fun to hear your song on a radio station. And then what will they say when it's over? So as the outro, he's like, he basically called it an earworm and said he can't stop singing the chorus. And so it's fun to have, that kind of response to it. And on Halloween at the Windjammer, 2 people came dressed as Coconut Kevin, which was pretty cool. So it's fun to have written a song that, at least around here, or that I'll tell you what, not necessarily around here. I mean, heck, it's been played in Nashville. It's been played in Florida. It's been played in Georgia. It's been played in Connecticut, Massachusetts, on different radio stations. And who knows who's seen it online. But yeah, it's getting around. I wish I had a record company behind it and a way to really get this thing pushed nationally. And I don't. I mean, what am I going to do? But where it's gotten so far is cool.
Well, send it to some of your famous friends that have come through. What does Peter Asher think of Coconut Kevin? Huh? Have you talked to Peter Asher about it yet?
He's been on some malt shop cruise, so I haven't gotten it to him yet. I mean, I've sent it to some of these people, but let's face it, some of the people I hang out with, they haven't had a hit since 1973. So what are they going to do for me? It's cool though. I mean, I sent it to Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits, and he said, I just sent it to Mick and Keith. They haven't had a hit in a while. Of course, now they have the #1 album or something because they, But,
all right, so let's end on this for you. Because I think that it's, you do a lot of things, right? You're the executive director of the beach, of Misquamicut Beach, Misquamicut Business Association. You are the senior warden of Christ Church. You are a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway. You are a DJ who frequents the Windjammer. But I think that, and you're also a husband and a father, which we should point out. But I think that above all of those things,
well, maybe not above the husband and father thing.
Above all of those things, do you even know where I'm going right now?
No.
Above all of those things, you are a Beatles fan. Now above a husband and father, that is tongue in cheek. But you are chasing an interview. You have interviewed nearly everyone from Peter Jennings to Conan O'Brien to every British rock
The
star you
Beach
could
Boys, the Who, yeah.
every British rock star I mean you have Peter Noon from Herman Herbert's Phone Number. Terry Sylvester is literally, you were the manager for Chad and Jeremy for a while. Listen, what is it going to take to get you an interview with Paul McCartney? Because I know that's like, and also if you finally get it, like what else is there left for you to accomplish in life?
Yeah, true. Well, write a song with him. But yeah, or go on stage with him. But yeah, I've been trying to get interview with McCartney for so long, and it just never works. It's like I know everyone related to the guy. I know like most of the people that were ever in bands with him. I've talked to pretty much anyone that was related to the guy. I mean, it just eludes me. I've met him sort of. I got invited to this. I used to bug MPL, which was McCartney Productions Limited in New York. And one time they invited me to a CD release party with like 400 people, which is really cool. And Woody Harrelson was there, May Pang, who was John's girlfriend. And he came out and, played us the new album and then took some questions. And I threw my Caswell Cooke Show hat up on stage and he grabbed it. He goes, "Are you Caswell? And where are you from?" That was about it. That's as close as, and I'm just like, what do I got to do to get, a half hour with the guy? But of course, millions of others would say the same thing. So what do you do? But yes, there's got to be a way. I was thinking of making a documentary like called Finding Paul to see if I can, I'll talk to everyone who knows the guy and have them all say, "Come on, Paul, just give Kaz a shot," like Peter Asher, like these people. I mean, it's like the degree of separation is so thin, but I just can't quite get there.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe 2024 is the year it finally happens. Caswell, thank you for joining us today on the phone, and I'm sure that we will do this again soon. And also, maybe you have your own show on the network someday soon.
Coffee
So,
with Caswell at Junk and Java.
yeah.
Except Alexis pointed out when I sent her that, she goes, "You don't drink coffee." It's just true. I drink tea.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. The guest is drinking coffee. Also,
Oh,
it's alliteration. People like alliteration, okay?
all right.
People like alliteration. Yeah, you don't drink. I don't really drink coffee either, but it is what it is, Caswell. Don't ruin this for me, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanking you.
All right, that was Caswell Cooke, Executive Director of the Misquamicut Business Association, Realtor with Berkshire Hathaway, DJ, mostly at the Windjammer, but you can hire him for your wedding or private party or Christmas party or anything that you'd like. You can hire him to come to your house with a sailor's hat on, I guess. I bet he would do it. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about another new show that's coming to the network. And that is going to be all about mental health. And today we have Mary on. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Mary, I always butcher your last name, so could you please say it for me one time?
Oh, that's fine. It's Scialabba.
Scialabba.
Yeah,
Got
it sounds like there should be an H in there, but there's just not in the spelling.
Yes, Mary Scialabba. I'm writing that down for myself.
Yes.
Mary, how are you? Can you hear
Good.
me?
How are you, Ben?
Okay.
Thank you for
Good.
having me.
Thank you for being on. So tell me about the Mental Health Resource Center here in
I
Westerly.
can. Can you hear me?
Yes. I think that there's a little bit of a delay, but that's fine. Tell me about the Mental Health Resource Center.
The Mental Health Resource Center is at 68 Pierce Street. We have Gateway manning it on a nonprofit grant through the Westerly Police Department. We're looking and trying to get some more people there during more hours when, Gateway's not there. Right now, they're on a second shift grant. And, we're just hoping to build it more with more people there do some activities with the kids, and just be a place where, a safe haven for people.
Awesome. Um, what what was the reason behind starting this mental health resource center? Not that I mean, other than the fact that mental health is so important and that we need something like this in town, what was the catalyst for this?
Well, the driving force for me was, basically kind of going back to the accident I had 6 years ago, knowing services that I needed that were very hard to find or get. And I felt like if I needed it, I felt other people needed it. And going to group therapy, actually up in Wakefield, it was kind of validated with the people in therapy that we all needed something that we all couldn't find. And so, knowing the problems that we have, knowing the suicide rate, knowing the drug issues, knowing the broken homes, accidents, it was just really a no-brainer.
Yeah. Um, well, I think that that's wonderful. The you know the ending the stigma of mental health is such an important thing to that's happening right now, and it is a challenge that um everyone faces, right? The we all struggle to some degree with our mental health from time to time, whether it be an acute situation or something that is more long lasting. The rate of anxiety and depression and uh mental health disorders, or other issues that people have, um are I don't think that they're rising. I think that they are getting diagnosed. And that's that's the thing that's like the stigma around it, is literally costing people their lives. Whether that be by suicide or by
Absolutely.
just whether that be suicide or not getting the help that they need that could help them live a more fulfilled, anxiety free, depression free, symptom free life, or just improve
Right.
those things. So
Well,
tell me a little bit more about what this place does, what resources there are, what people can get.
well, that's why, just kind of going back a minute, that's why in May, when I held the first mental health forum at Christ Church, it was to talk about getting rid of the stigma. And it's going to be hard because we're still talking, generations still have that stigma, the older generations. It's the younger ones coming up that'll help break that stigma, because they understand that it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not feel well, and it's okay to ask for help, you know. Um, Actually, hold on one second. I'm going to just take you with me. We got new QR codes, and I'm so excited about that because they just came in Friday night. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, let me put you full screen.
Okay.
Although it's not going to make much of a difference, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
So,
love that.
these QR codes, we've got more if anybody wants them to put around town. The Charahoe Youth Services are the ones that put it out, but they just changed their name to Wellbeing Collaborative. And on the QR code now, because the first one that we had, it didn't have the substation listed. Now it does. So it's awesome. We actually, from the Facebook page, had a law firm reach out and ask for 3 of these. So we're going to get them this week. It just took a little time with the printing and everything to get it done, so it's a little bit of a delay. But when the doors are open, somebody is there. They could talk to the people, anybody in crisis. They can help direct whatever they find that they need to do. Like I said, for me right now is trying to get the doors open a little bit more. One thing I'm looking at, since the Wellbeing Collaborative has been working with us with the QR code and stuff, we're looking to see if they have somebody that they can have at the center from the hours of 10 to 2. This way it can help, we'll just say, single moms where the kids are in school, where they have a place to go in between their daily life routines, where, you know, if they're struggling or just need to know that they're okay, or just say you're important, you know, you're worthy, they have a place to go. So a little back up, when we opened that up, after that we had the police did a barbecue for the neighborhood. It was supposed to be from 3:30 to 5:30. It went to 7 o'clock that night. We fed the neighborhood. It was a great block party. We saw some changes already with people taking pride in even just their little stoop, we'll say. We got a book box in. The book box has been utilized and books have been turning over, which is great. From that barbecue, we had a lady, I think her name was Miss Art. She came and she did art for the kids in the neighborhood. She had 8 kids in the neighborhood do art. So we're looking to continue to do art and things like that. Just get them involved. And it's just, I don't know. It's, you know, I like to feel like I'm an umbrella. Everybody kind of come to us, tell us what you are, what you do, and then we'll just put the word out, pass it around, let people know, because, you know, I don't get any money. There's no money on it for me. Everything right now is been donated. The building's been donated because I think people really understand and know that this is an important thing to help everybody. And so I just want to keep building on that and letting other nonprofits and whoever know. I'm not trying to come after funding for you, anything like that. I just want to work with you and help. That's all I want to do.
So what nonprofits are, like, what types of nonprofits are you looking to work with?
Anybody, actually. Anybody that's willing to wanting to work, anybody that's willing to donate time right now, anybody that can that it's a passion of theirs as well. I'll work with anybody, honestly. And if people have resources that we don't have, I'm certainly have no problem passing that information on.
Absolutely. Greg in the comments says, I support Mary all the way. She is absolutely amazing and does such a wonderful job in our community. She is such a blessing to our community.
Oh, thank you, Greg.
Also, Greg, thank you for the compliment for me afterwards, but I don't need to read that on air. So, what is next for the Mental Health Resource Center? And also, we're going to be doing, we haven't got the, well, let's just say this first. What's next for the Mental Health Resource Center?
To just keep growing it, to get the doors open more, and to just help in any way. We've are working with the schools to get the QR codes in the schools. So that's a good resource, because again, you know, the whole purpose of the QR code was for the privacy, so people didn't feel stigmatized, like, oh, they're clicking a code or they've got to ask somebody a question about mental health. That's not what it is. Long-term goals, of course, to get rid of the stigma. Long-term goals is to put other things out there to fix things, maybe get something at the hospital, you know, work with the hospital, because we only have a geriatric mental health at the local hospital. You know, we need something more for the kids, and we need something more for adults. You know, going up to Butler is just really, it's not that it's not an option, it's just very far away. We need
Yeah.
something here.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheryl says, we are so grateful for Mary's hard work to pull together this resource for our community.
Thank you,
Um,
Cheryl.
so we are, the other thing that I wanted to say was, once a week here on 321 Westerly, we are going to have a show fully dedicated to mental health. So we're working out the details of it right now, but Mary and I will be collaborating on putting together a show that is a half hour to an hour a week, where we are talking about mental health. We're talking to professionals. Tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are, what your ideas are for the show.
I think, first of all, thank you for even reaching out about this, because I'm just so grateful. So thank you for that, Ben. I think your timing couldn't be any better, because now that we're getting into the holiday season, we'll need to have people to come on to that have had issues during the holiday. How did they handle it? How did they survive it? What did they do to feel better? To let people know with the holidays, they're not alone. Maybe get them, that if they feel alone, get them a meal, get them to sit down with somebody, anything. I think right now the timing just couldn't be better to let people know.
But
I mean,
I mean,
last year personally for me, the holidays were really tough. This year I know they'll be better. And everybody handles it differently.
I will. I have no problem being vulnerable and sharing my story in regards to that. My mom died on Christmas.
Oh, it
You
was
know,
Christmas. I knew
yeah,
she had passed. I didn't know it was Christmas Day. I'm sorry.
yeah. My mom died on Christmas morning, and it was 2020, and she died of COVID. And she had been in a nursing home before that. So I wasn't even able to say goodbye. And it was such a situation where I got a phone call. I got woken up at a little bit before 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning, and they just said she's not going to make it. And then I live with a then 5-year old, um, and we got up. He opened presents, like you know, just didn't say anything about it. Meanwhile, waiting for them to find a doctor to, you know, pull the plug essentially. And I literally had to take a phone call from the doctor in the bathroom with like the shower running and stuff, so that I didn't ruin Christmas. And so, you know, these types of things like that, not grieving, right? So the main thing is about that story is that and then after that happened, I did the church service for Christ Church. I streamed the church service for Christ Church for everybody that morning at 10 a.m. Um and like my dad died in August of 2020. My mom died on Christmas of 2020. It was 2020. No one was around. Like, you couldn't go. They were both in the nursing home. I couldn't go see them. I couldn't go do that stuff. And then I just sort of put my head down and worked through it.
Mhm.
And everybody was like, wow, like, good job. Like, my dad died on a Sunday morning as well, and I couldn't go see him. He was at Yale, and it was, COVID. I couldn't go say goodbye. So I wasn't able to say goodbye to either of them. And I just did what I had to do. I put my head down and worked through it. The day after my dad died, I hosted the Washington County Fair for an entire week, and edited and produced and did all of that stuff myself. I produced a church service 3 hours after he died. We never had like proper funerals and stuff for the two of them because of the situation at that time. And then one day in early January 2021, I'm having panic attacks
Mhm.
because when you don't address trauma
Right.
and when you don't address things that affect you, and you don't give yourself time to grieve, and you don't give yourself time to um process, and you don't go through those things, like, you know, your like grief is undefeated
Mhm.
and the trauma is undefeated. Like it will, like nobody is
It'll get
tough.
you. Yeah.
Nobody is so tough and so brave that they're going to outrun this stuff. Um and uh you know I started having anxiety, bad anxiety, which I had had before because in 2009 I had almost died and I had developed PTSD from that. And it took me 3 years to really like get a hold of myself again from that. And then I was fine for about 8 years, and then both of my parents died, and then all of a sudden I needed help again. And I started to do things. I started to see a therapist. I started to do a bunch of stuff. And I personally had a stigma myself against taking medicine
Mhm.
for me, not for other people. I think it's wonderful. But for me, I was like, I don't want to, I was anxious about it. Right.
Mm.
January 2021 was when I started having anxiety and panic attacks again. Uh, I would do things like eat better, exercise more, do those things, and they would slowly go away, and then they would immediately come back. Anytime I was stressed out, they would come back. The anxiety attacks would come back. The panic attacks would come back, right? Anything that triggered those things, it came back full force. Um, a, about a little over a year ago, about a year ago, I had a panic attack, and uh, panic attacks are very different than anxiety attacks. Panic attacks, you feel like you're going to die in that moment.
Mhm.
Um, and they're different for everybody, but that is what it's like for me. I had a panic attack. I was driving on the highway and I pulled over. And I started therapy again. I started doing things again. I had such a rough winter and holidays last year. I met my girlfriend's family, all of her extended family last Christmas for the first time, and I was extremely anxious. I had been prescribed after the anxiety attacks, after the panic attacks in October of last year, I had been prescribed a medication that I did not take, um, because I was afraid to take it, and I did not take it until early last year. Finally, after 6 months of white knuckling my way through that, I agreed to go on the lowest dose of an anti-anxiety medication, the lowest dose 6 months ago. Mary, when I tell you that my life has been exponentially changed in those 6 months from accepting a little bit of help and doing the things that I need to do, right? It's not just a magic pill, it's not just that stuff, but doing the things that I need to do for myself. Those those steps with ending that stigma for myself and accepting that help. And I mean, literally, one of my closest friends, right, has depression, and I'm telling them, like, hey, just take meds. It's okay. And they're like, hey, screw you. I know you were prescribed meds and you don't take them. And then I finally did. And when I tell you my life has exponentially improved in
Mhm.
the last year, I mean it. So,
Now,
uh,
I understand completely because my PTSD gets triggered. One time it got triggered just from a, a news report of people getting run down walking and then dying. And then it just was like, because I used to like to walk a lot, and that's what happened. I mean, I was in a crosswalk when I got hit, with the right of way and everything. And the person was running the red light and then thank God they turned right, because otherwise they would have T-boned me and I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. I know that. But kind of getting over all of that, getting over that trauma, and then hearing on the news, oh, this person was run down walking their dog, or and they died. And then I had survivor's guilt. I actually had survivor's guilt. Like, why am I here? Or, the biggest thing that was happening to me was people were like, oh, you look fine. What are you talking about? You're in pain, or you have this. Well, I have permanent nerve damage. I have I have drop foot. I have a lot of issues that just because I look okay, and I like to think I'm okay, but I still have medical issues that are never going to go away, and I did end up going on antidepressant medicine for a little bit myself, because I needed to, like because again, I think it's our background of, and I'm not trying to speak for you, but for me, it was our background. You didn't see a therapist, you didn't take medication, you just worked through it. That was the way my parents were brought up. That's how they kind of brought us up. But then when I finally got to that point where it's like, I don't even want to get out of bed. And I have a dog. Thank God for my dog, honestly, because she made me have to do stuff. She made me have to be responsible. That was kind of one of the best therapies I had. But when I finally was able to do that, everything started falling into place. And then I started getting angry, because now the insurance companies are blocking me from getting better. Because when they broke my nerves, one thing that happened with my foot is my toes did this. Now, if I have to learn to walk again, because I had to learn to walk again through pool therapy, I can't do it when my toes are crisscrossed. That's not going to help my gait. And that's when it started getting me the voice, getting angry. And that's when I went to the state house to complain about insurance and about tests. I had never seen so many doctors in my life from that accident. Doctors I never even knew existed. You got to see, you got to see this specialist for this. Unfortunately, I'm older, so our family only grew up with the one doctor who was the GP, who did everything. So to see all these doctors was kind of crazy for me, and like basically seeing doctors. And then that's kind of how it started with the mental health too, because when I went to argue at the state house about the insurance issue to try to get better, that's when Rhode Island Parity Initiative was there and asked me to join their state board for mental health. And I've been a part of that for about 5 years now. And I'm just so happy to help make a difference, or just even feel like I have a voice. And so now I try to look at this as a positive, that, not to be weird, but maybe this happened so this would be my calling to help others.
Absolutely. I completely understand, and thank you for sharing your story. I personally, when I had my near-death experience in 2009, I very much felt like the reason that I was okay and the reason that I was saved when I probably shouldn't have been was to help others. And I applaud what you're doing. Thank you for being so open and vulnerable with everybody. And thank you for what you've helped to create with the Westerly Mental Health Resource Center. We will be back every Monday with a show with Mary, and guests and professionals, and helping to end this stigma. Also, Dale, thank you so much for your kind words in the comments. Thank you to everybody that watched this morning. Thank you to Mary. Thank you to Caswell. Mary, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to thank you for doing this for everybody in town, because it's a wonderful thing. People have questions, they can always reach me through the email through the town at mshalab@westerlyri.gov if they have questions on this. You know, I'll help any way I can. If you have questions, you could shoot me a message either on Facebook, wherever you can try to find me, and I'll do whatever I can to help. And I have been personally getting some calls too, and our website is constantly monitored. So we'll find you if you reach out.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mary Scialabba. Did I get it right?
Thank you for everything.
Did I get it right though, Mary? All right. You know what?
I lost you for a second.
That's okay. I'll practice it. Ben, what time on Monday is? We're not sure. I will announce the show, the dates, the times, all of that stuff. We're not 100% sure yet on any of that info. So as soon as it's there, we'll have a big announcement. We'll do an article about it. We'll do everything. But look forward to the mental health show yet to be named with Mary soon on 321 Westerly. So we'll know this week. We'll iron everything out this week. There's a couple more people we need to talk to, but that's what we're doing right now. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
I appreciate everything. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Oh, I cut her off. She was saying have a great day. So anyway, thank you, Bob. Thank you for watching the entire show, Bob. That's really awesome of you. I appreciate that. Comedian Doug Wilmette will be on later today. We'll come back. We'll go live again with comedian Doug Wilmette. But I want to thank you to my guests. I want to thank my guests, Caswell Cooke, the executive director of the Misquamicut Business Association, Mary Scialabba, the I don't know if there's an official title there for the Mental Health Resource Center here in Westerly. She is a town councilor as well. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. And that is it for me today. And thank you to our sponsors. Bye for now.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
At Bob Valenti Toyota, the Toyota 5-state sales event. Lease a new 23 all-electric, all-wheel drive Toyota BZ4X for just $395 a month, or a new 23 RAV4 Prime SE all-wheel drive for just $449 a month. Stop by and register to win a trip for 4 to Disney World during Valenti's 50 years of business celebration. Go to BobValenti.com. Thank you, and just smile.
Hot summers and cold winters can be unbearable, but D&V Mechanical has the solution for you. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer, we provide energy-efficient and personalized comfort solutions for your home. Our experienced technicians will install your new system quickly and efficiently, ensuring your complete satisfaction. Don't suffer through another season of discomfort. Contact D&V Mechanical today for a personalized ductless mini-split installation that fits your lifestyle. D&V Mechanical, your comfort is our top priority.
Hi, my name is Mark Wright. I'm a realtor with Caldwell Banker Coastal Homes. I'm licensed in Rhode Island and Connecticut. Should you need any assistance in buying or selling a home, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I'm also happy to support my alma mater, the Westerly Bulldogs. Go Dogs!